Hello everybody and welcome to the D-Pad. I'm your host Brad Davis and you're watching a show that's all about video games. This is our 5th episode, and for this episode we're going to be reviewing E3 2011, this year's E3. Now a lot of people anticipated this year's E3. You know, a lot of people anticipated certain games to be shown and certain, systems to be shown. But overall, I think many people were disappointed at this year's E3 press conference. So what we're going to do is review the big three E3 press conferences, Microsoft's, Sony's, and Nintendo's, and see which one came on top, which one was better than the other press conferences. Alright, so we don't have that much time for this show, so let's get right into it and start with Microsoft's E3 press conference. Microsoft started their E3 press conference with a demo showing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Overall, it looked like Call of Duty. I mean, it wasn't, anything that looked that new. It was also funny, when the guy's controller didn't work. But again, it didn't look that new. But I'm pretty sure people who are fans of Call of Duty, like what they saw. After that, they showed a trailer for, gameplay footage of Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider game, and that looked really good. I mean, they are rebooting the series for the current times. Giving it a more adult tone, and it looks really good. Now, later on in the show, they had a demo of Gears of War 3, Icy and Cliffy B, and it looked, like Gears of War. It wasn't anything, that new compared to previous trailers of Gears of War 3. The game should have been out by now, but it got pushed since Microsoft wants, the Xbox lineup in the fall to be, have, really good games, AAA titles. So overall, it was pretty typical, it looked like Gears of War. Alright, and after, that they talked a lot about Kinect. Last year, people, didn't like the Kinect showing due to them, talking about a lot of casual stuff. And they still talk about a lot of casual stuff at this year's E3 press conference that Microsoft did. But they also, talked about how a lot of horror games will be implementing Kinect features. But for some reason, gamers still don't like that. I mean, anything about Kinect will, rile up gamers. And it's kind of hypocritical to me since, gamers don't want, a bunch of casual games coming out for Kinect. But at the same time, they don't want horror games to have Kinect, capabilities. So it's like, what do you guys want, But overall, while I, feel that way, I also feel that, that I feel the same way that many core gamers do, in the fact that, Microsoft focused way too much on Kinect at this year's press conference. I mean, the people that, most people who have Kinect are, casual gamers, people who won't watch a video game press conference. But, a lot of what was shown at Microsoft press conference was, focused on Kinect, and it was just really boring. I mean, a lot of the demos with the kids were pretty bad or cheesy. It was just pretty bad to stick through, pretty hard to stick through and watch. Now they also showed off the new dashboard, and the new dashboard has a UI similar to that of Windows phones. It looks really nice, and they also implemented Bing into the dashboard, and with that you'll be able to control things on the dashboard with Kinect using voice control, and it looked pretty cool. Also, YouTube is coming to the 360, and that should be pretty big. I can see that being pretty big. And basically, they're adding more stuff to the dashboard to make the 360 a multimedia hub. So after they showed that, they ended the show off with a trailer for Halo 4, and Halo 4 is going to come out. Well, at least the trailer said it's going to come out holiday of 2012. And I was surprised to see that it's a 360 game. I thought Halo 4 will come out for the new Xbox console, that's coming sometime in the future. But Halo 4 should be Halo 4 is probably going to be the last AAA title for the 360 until the new Xbox comes out. So overall, the Microsoft press conference had a lot of interesting stuff, but a lot of the stuff was pretty typical, you know, nothing really surprising. So overall, I would give Microsoft's press conference a C. Alright, so now let's talk about Sony's press conference. Jack Tretton started off the press conference by apologizing for what happened with PSN months ago, the hacking, the big hacking. You know, and it was really good. I mean, it was appropriate, you know, and it was really good. He did a good job in the apology. I thought it was really appropriate. And during the press conference, they showed off really good looking games. Uncharted 3, for example, looks fantastic. Uncharted 3 is one of the best IPs that came out this gen. A lot of people say, and the game looks great. I'm also excited for Sly 4. They announced Sly 4. You know, I'm a big Sly Cooper fan. I love the Sly Cooper games on the PS2, and Sly Cooper 4 will definitely be great. You know, Sly Cooper was next gen graphics. You know, just well, not next gen, but current gen graphics. You know, that's just, you know, that's really appealing to me. Now, after that, they showed off this. Well, later on in the press conference, they showed off this 3D TV. That's, you know, I guess it's like PS3 ready, for lack of a better way of putting it. But the TV itself is 24 inches, which is really small for a high definition 3D TV. I mean, when I think of a high definition 3D TV, I think of TVs that are like 50 inches or larger. So I mean, that was kind of like, you know, weird. They also had an NBA 2K12 demo showing off the PS Move capabilities on it, and it had Kobe. And overall, the demo was pretty cheesy. The game didn't look too great with the PS Move. I mean, NBA 2K12 is going to be a simulation NBA game, and I can't see the simulation controls transferring well onto the PS Move controller. So, and plus, I don't think that many people who will buy NBA 2K12 will be using the PS Move controller with it. Alright, and after that, they talked, you know, well, later on they talked about the PS Vita, and it looks, you know, it looks really good. It's really powerful for a handheld system. It's $250, which is a really great price for what the system can do. But I mean, for a portable gaming system, hardcore gamers, you know, they'll like, you know, console-like games on their portable gaming systems. But I can't see people outside of that wanting that. I mean, people outside of that want, you know, quick pick up and play games to play on the go. So I can't, to be honest, I can't see the PS Vita doing that well. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to do well, but I can't see it doing, you know, really well, since, you know, all the games are stuff that people can play on consoles, and I'm pretty sure people would rather play those type of games on their consoles while sitting on the couch at home, you know, just relaxing. So overall, while Sony's press conference was more core gamer oriented, it was still pretty good. It was still pretty typical in terms of what they showed. So overall, I would give Sony's press conference a C+. Alright, now let's move over to Nintendo's press conference. Nintendo started the press conference off as a 25th anniversary celebration for Zelda. You know, they played, you know, Zelda. They had an orchestra that played music from Zelda, and it was cool for the first 2 to 3 minutes. But after that, it was just, you know, like, come on, guys, let's get on with the show. You know, after that, they showed off new 3DS games. It was announced that Mario 3D and Mario Kart 3D will be coming out for 3DS this year, and that's pretty big, you know, since the 3DS definitely needs some more games to get people to buy the system. So that was big news. I'm looking forward to playing those games on my 3DS, and I'm pretty sure more people will buy 3DS when those games come out. Now, after that came probably the biggest moment and the biggest thing that people couldn't wait to see at this year's E3. It was the Wii U. Now, that's a stupid name, but anyways, the Wii U, you know, it was disappointing for many. So many people expected a core gamer Nintendo console similar to the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64. But this, you know, even though Nintendo says, you know, this system will be for everybody, it looks, you know, a bit too focused on casual type stuff, a bit too out there. And I mean, the screen tablet, you know, it just looks confusing in my opinion. I mean, having played games with the Wiimote and the screen tablet, it just doesn't look, you know, fun in my opinion. You know, a lot of people who play the Wii are, you know, people who aren't that big of gamers, and you know, they just want, you know, something simple. And the Wii U just doesn't look simple, you know. So due to that fact, casual gamers aren't really interested. Well, I can't see casual gamers being that interested in the Wii U or find the Wii U that appealing. And also on the flip side, hardcore gamers won't find the Wii U that appealing due to that, and also due to the fact that the Wii U, it's been said that the Wii U will have similar graphics to the 360 and the PS3. So at that time, you know, well, at least during the Wii U's generation, you know, it'll be competing against the PS4 and the new Xbox console. And the graphics for the PS4 and the Xbox and the new Xbox console will more likely look way better than the Wii U, and therefore the Wii U will look outdated, just like the Wii looked outdated this gen. So overall, it was pretty disappointing. And due to that, due to, you know, just everything about the show, I'm going to give Nintendo's E3 press conference for this year a C-. So when you look at all the grades I gave for each press conference, Sony's came out on top with a C+, but that's basically saying, you know, this bag of poop smells better than another bag of poop. I mean, not saying that the press conferences were that bad, but overall, I mean, there wasn't really a standout winner. You know, this year's E3, in my opinion, to be honest, was definitely one of the worst, if not the worst, E3 press conferences ever, since, you know, everything that was shown was either typical of what we expect to see at E3 or disappointing. So, and also there was a lot of sequels, but you know, we're getting into the last years of this current gen of gaming, and if you look at previous gaming gens during the last years, you'll see that there's a lot of sequels. So this is really nothing new, but I want to see more exciting stuff. So anyways, that's all I have to say about this year's E3 press conference. Well, that ends another episode of the D-Pad. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching the show. The next episode will have a more traditional format, similar to the first few episodes, so long-time viewers, I think you guys will look forward to that. Until then, this is Brad Davis saying see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.